Good afternoon. My name is Tom Miller. I'm the President and the Chief Executive Officer of the United Nations Association of the U.S. While I'm sorry I can't be with you in person, I want to take this opportunity to warmly welcome you to the 2010 Global Classrooms Model UN Houston Conference. This is a conference that has a great record of success, and I'm very, very happy to see you all gathered again. Our programs, the programs of the United Nations Association of the U.S., in establishing the Global Classrooms concept, which is a Model UN program, but kind of what we call Model UN on steroids. It really was created to extend the benefits of the Model UN much further than they had before. Now, or I should say previously, Model UN was in suburban and private schools, but we've now extended the benefits to middle schools, to high schools, and urban cities and urban districts around the country, and frankly around the world. And I think this is something we're very, very proud of. People say, well, what am I going to get out of this? A couple of things. First of all, we live in an increasingly globalized world. And whether you're in Houston or New York or Shanghai, you are touched much more by the rest of the world than your parents and grandparents were. Those of you in Houston know much better than I do the tremendous influence that Mexico has just south of our border. But it's not just Mexico, it's Asia, it's Europe, it's the entire world. And so one thing that you get out of these global classroom sessions is you learn more about the world. Not just about the geography of the world, but about different peoples, different cultures, different customs, different ways of doing things. That's a lot, but that's not all that you get out of global classrooms. What you really get out of global classrooms, and I think some of the most lifelong, life-lasting results of global classrooms, is you learn to work together. You learn to work as a team. You learn to solve problems. You learn to conceptualize and define problems and then figure out how you're going to solve them. And so it really doesn't matter what occupation you go into. You don't have to be a diplomat to partake in the benefits of these global classrooms programs. Before closing, I'd like to thank a couple people who worked very hard behind the scenes to make this session here in Houston so successful. First of all, among our partners, I'd like to thank Lloyd Jacobs, who is the former executive director of the United Nations Association of the U.S. in Houston. I'd like to thank Sarah Timms, who's the new executive director of UNA USA in Houston. And I'd like to thank Samrat and all the university staffers who make our conferences so possible. And finally, and by no means last but not least, I'd like to thank the teachers, the parents, and most of all of you students, because without all of you, these things wouldn't be possible. So good luck in your conference, and thanks again to all of those who worked so hard to make this a success.